Hello everyone, Mason here. How are you doing? Today it's time to dive into some indie horror. Isn't horror a funny thing? Well, perhaps strange is a better word to use. I think we get caught up in the weird and supernatural. Dark and demonic forces, paranormal entities, otherworldly threats that are beyond our comprehension. We get lost in the guts and the gore. That's fine, but we also forget a very important truth. We live in a world that holds innumerable mysteries, and we're not even close to unravelling them all. There are certain things that tap into a primal fear that we can all understand. In my opinion, one of those things is the ocean. And that brings me to today's topic. I recently listened to a short story written and narrated by Catarina Prata. Now, if I butchered that pronunciation, I really am sorry. The story is titled The Last Dive, and it was published in an anthology called Terror in the Trench, which is a collection of aquatic horror edited by J. Alexander and printed by Deep Sea Press. As soon as I listened to The Last Dive, I knew I wanted to make a video about it because Catarina is a hugely supportive person and an incredibly vocal advocate for my writing. I think we can all agree that publication is a huge deal, especially for somebody whose dream has always been to be a writer. So, even though I had nothing to do with it at all, I'm actually quite proud of Catarina. Congratulations, mate. I really do hope this is the first of many stories that we get from you. Now, obviously, Catarina has her own reasons for writing this story, which I'm not going to go into because honestly you should go and check out her video where she talks about those reasons and reads her story. My goal here is to draw your attention to somebody that really does deserve it, as well as a good cause, because all profits from Terror in the Trench go to the Shark Trust, who protect aquatic biodiversity and endangered shark species. In what is a truly short story, Catarina manages to pack in so much. It's got a terrifyingly claustrophobic atmosphere with beautiful descriptions, and there's also a few themes such as the dangers of seeking glory, ignoring your gut instincts, and placing your faith in the wrong people. What the narrator goes through is viscerally, gut-punchingly awful, and it's packed with emotion, especially when you know the motivation behind the story's creation. There is some amazing imagery that I'm in love with, to be honest, such as a moment when the narrator is cast into almost total darkness other than one small light held by the person she loves, which is incredible symbolism in my opinion. There's also a line where she describes something as a dark parody of a Christmas tree, and that juxtaposition of something that's so cheerful with something that is so horrific is just brilliant. All of this from somebody who says that her English isn't perfect, and yet there wasn't even one moment where I noticed a stumble or a mistake. Honestly, in my opinion, Catarina comes out of the gate swinging with The Last Dive, and if this is the level of quality that we can expect, I'm excited for the future because we're in for a treat. So if you're sold, which if you value my opinion you definitely should be, go support Catarina by checking out her channel and the video in which she narrates her story, which I'll link in the description. And if you want to support some indie authors and contribute to a good cause, go buy Terror in the Trench. Thanks ever so much for spending time with me today, guys. Until next time, take care. For now, I'm off, and you should have a good one.